Welcome to the official AFL Fantasy podcast with the Traders.
G'day with the Traders, I'm Roy, I coach Destroy, and I'm here with Warnie.
Coach of the Wandogs.
And Calvin.
Coach Go and Eater.
Righto, we've made it. They said we'd never make it. Well, we did, and usually you are finishing on a massive high.
Yes,
we're
because it's the Premiers.
Exactly, it is the Premiers. But from a fantasy perspective, Geelong are not the most exciting or relevant team.
Okay. The Crickets.
Yeah, it is a little bit like that. So you only have to look at ownership, Dog, to see that, well, that speaks for itself.
So number one owned player is Tom Stewart with 15%.
Yeah.
Then it drops off to James Willis, who at 5%. Sam DeConning at 4%. Whoa, it drops away very quickly. So that's this classic we're talking, obviously.
Yep.
They're not going to be a hugely relevant team at this stage in Classic for us.
Well, no, they're not. Now, this sounds like a stretch because we're talking about a veteran, but in terms of being a value pick,
I know where you're going.
you have to do it.
My boy.
Patrick Dangerfield.
Yeah.
Listen to the price.
Yeah.
Yes.
$6.47 for
Six.
Patrick Dangerfield.
674.
$6.74, is it?
Yep, same thing.
God almighty.
It's a cowlism.
Dyslexic.
You've got it.
Cowlism.
That's
That's
okay.
okay.
Back. It's only taken.
Oh, God.
So you've done well this pre-season.
I know, is that my first one?
Yep.
That is fine, though.
Cream
because
run.
he averaged 76.
He averaged 76. Now, don't listen to any numbers I say for the rest of the show. However, in the finals, 93, 115 and 94.
That's
There you
more
go.
like it.
That's an average of 101.
Yes, it is.
I think.
Yeah, no, it is. I mean, the thing is, when it needs to be turned on, and
Yeah.
if there are enough bums in seats and people tuning in
Yeah.
on TV, danger will turn up.
Yeah.
I'll guarantee it.
So,
And a hero comes.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
So you get all that as well. You
do.
get the drama.
Which is exciting.
It is. Now,
Content, Cal. That's what it is.
just wind it back for a second, though. So that number that
Yep.
Dog said that
Yep.
is next to Dangerfield's name
76.
is so...
74.
74.
74. What?
No, the average.
Oh,
Stick with us,
His
Dog.
price. Anyway, he's,
Yeah, I got
for
you.
someone that good, he's cheap. Now, do I think he's going to average that 101 that he did in finals?
No.
No, because he's not going to need to. That's when he wants to peak again.
Yes.
But it's just something that's very interesting. But if you started with him, are you going to be disappointed? I just don't know. I don't think he can be.
Mid only. What happens with that midfield? That's a question.
It is a question, and it's hard to answer.
Because you've got, obviously, Joel Selwood retired.
Yeah, so Guthrie does his time in the middle. Mitch Duncan runs through there every now and then.
So their numbers, actually. So Guthrie, 65%. Dangerfield, 61. Joel Selwood, 56. Parfitt, 52. Like, they had a bit of a mix there.
Yeah.
Who did... Yeah, we might talk about him a little bit later, but that's the thing. You've got Joel Selwood going out there, who was the third banana, Calvin, in the midfield makeup.
Yeah.
And that gets deleted.
All right, let's talk about... I'm going to question this around draft more so than Classic.
Okay.
Tom Stewart is someone that you can start in Classic.
Of course you can.
And just no qualms about it. So he's 836, I think. Now...
Yeah.
You know what you're going to get from Tom Stewart, and that's someone that's just in the mix of that, probably in the rolling, probably D5 through to about D10. He's guaranteed top 10. You know, he's always in the mix for the rolling 22. He's a gun. He's great to watch as an owner. He's someone you can pick, okay? Averaged over 90 for fourth year straight last year.
Yep.
All right? Would you in draft pick him or Mitch Duncan?
I think it's Tom Stewart for me over Duncan.
Right.
I'm with you.
So Tom Stewart averaged 91. Mitch Duncan averaged 95.
Yep.
But,
It's just maybe an age thing.
yeah, Mitch Duncan played 22 games. Tom Stewart played 20.
Suspended.
They're both the same.
Hey,
It's
if you miss,
a
you miss.
coin
That's
toss
it.
with those two because you're just going...
Because I'm with you,
It's-
though. I'm with you.
I just think I'd go Tom Stewart for that safety.
yeah.
Tom Stewart has a 157, a 169. He can pick it up
Yeah.
with the best of them on his day.
So can Duncan.
Oh, yeah. I know that.
Don't forget the seagull, mate.
I know.
So we all the same on that then? We would all go
I think I'm Stewart
over
My
Duncan.
current draft rankings has Tom Stewart one spot ahead of Duncan.
Well, there you go. It's It's right then. If it's dogs' rings, must be right.
Okay. If you are looking for a point of difference in the ruck, could you consider Mark Blixarves?
So he's got the mid-ruck status.
Yeah, it's
Mid-ruck
amazing.
status,
Yeah, you could.
He had 600s in the year, but he finished with 111 in the grand final.
Yeah.
He spent a lot of time in the ruck there. You couldn't, could you?
No.
But that guy's an absolute jet.
He's good.
Back in the day,
Very good.
you know, someone with that versatility is in your R2, you'd be so pumped to have, he's playing on the ball now. Not worrying. Yeah, anyway.
Thing is, though, with a guy like him, though, he was used as a ruck at times, but he was also just used as a straight midfielder.
Yeah.
Is he a guy that gets a spike in his numbers? I'm looking here at his last 9 games.
Yeah.
He was in there 82% of the
Yeah.
time. Like, that's massive.
It is. It's a ruck with upside.
Yes. Would I ever do it? No.
No.
Should I have done it?
800,000.
We were talking about the CBAs before. Can I bring up Tom Atkins, who basically went into the guts and played more there pretty much after the halfway mark of the season? Yeah, so he was and had some significant ones in there. However, his scoring didn't totally correlate with that either.
Yeah,
he had some good scores in the middle patch of the season where he knocked out a couple of tons and that sort of thing. But then even like with those, his post-by average was basically, from the round 14 through, it's only 82. And so what's he got next to his name? He's, hang on. Atkins.
78.
Yep. So I don't know. He's just an interesting one that is going to looks like he's part of their midfield mix.
Now, a guy that they've talked about that they picked up, that they've said is going to be part of their midfield mix, is Jack Bowes. Now, he's available in defence, 607,000.
It's cheap.
You look at his worst at the Suns and you go, oh, well, God, I wouldn't even think about it. You look at his best, and if it's true that he's going to a successful club and playing in the midfield there, his upside is phenomenal. So I looked back at one of those good stretches I'm talking about. In 2021 is that time that we saw him and we were thinking, maybe we have to actually get this guy in because he was dominating. He scored 400s in the first 7 games while averaging 104.
Yeah.
It was that 7-game stretch where everyone went,
oh, hello.
Damn, that guy can play. He's cheap for a guy that can do that at a club where points weren't easy to come by.
Yep.
And then he's going to be surrounded by greatness. No pressure on him. I think, well, at least in draft, I love bumping people like that up with the hope of pretty significant upside, which I think he has that significant upside.
He'll be a mega pre-season watch to see what happens in that Pracky game.
Yeah.
And along with... I'll throw another one at you in a second.
Could I just say, first, could you be swayed into classic consideration with him if it comes out dominating training with the mids, pre-season game, massive as a mid?
I'm at a point with my classic side in the back line. I would like someone around that price because it would free up some cash and I'd feel more comfortable with a mid price that I'm confident can increase than going with one of the bigger dogs.
He would need to tick every single box and we would not be able to just say, oh no, but he was good there and there. That was ticked, was ticked. Because we always do this.
Oh yeah.
His price and upside ticks a lot of boxes.
Yeah.
And sometimes we see 1 out of the 3 boxes ticked and then pre-lockout we go, oh, well, he ticked one of them, let's just get him in because the rest of our side looks good.
Done that before.
So he only played those 5 games last year, discounted off his average of 81 though, which now puts him at a 69.
Yeah, so it's borderline risk-free.
Yep. Another name.
He's named in the
Can
middle.
I throw this as a name to you, Roy, that may feature in the middle as well? Maybe. I'm talking Tanner Bruin.
Yes.
The other conclusion.
So, mid-forward, 471, which puts an average of 53 next to his name.
Yeah. Because he'll run through the middle as well.
Well, we did a bit of time run through the middle with the Giants.
No, I think he's someone as well that you have to keep an eye on. I'm one report out of Geelong saying, you know, someone like him, this is his role and it's his to lose.
They're going to have to put some young kids through the guts.
100%.
They're going to have to.
And they're not going to, I think because of the guys they've got and the age of the guys we're talking about, they're not going to drop off as a result. Like that's the thing. Another young guy that could actually be straight into the mix of some CBAs is Jai Clark.
Yep.
So he'll cost you $286.
Yep.
He averaged 101 in the NAB League. Like, he's a guy who's physically ready to go.
Can I tell you something that Frico says about him?
Yes.
Plays like
Joel Selwood.
Selwood.
No way.
He's a Joel Selwood clone. Clark is a combative midfielder who attacks the contest with the same ferocity as the former.
Okay, the
Cats
goosebumps
skipper.
on my arm tell me I need to start with him.
Did goose it up.
But the thing is with that, it's not... It's likely he starts round one if he has a good preseason.
Agreed.
He's their high draft pick.
Yep.
How the hell did they get that? Did they get that pick with Bowes?
Bowes.
Sorry.
Him, yes.
Oh, my God. So they've just got better.
Gold Coast sold the farm with that, or shot.
They certainly did. So he's someone that could definitely play straight up.
It's just that opportunity.
So I think as far as the pre-season games for these guys, there's going to be so many eyes on who are going to be the next Joel Selwood replacements.
Yeah.
Who is going to be the main guys in the middle there? Because, yes, you can tick off Guthrie. Mm-hmm. You can probably tick off Blix as one of the other main mids in the guts as well.
Yes.
After that, there's plenty up for grabs.
There certainly is. It's just a funny thing too. They're an ageing team. There's going to be a lot of Cats throughout the back end of drafts selected. They're ageing, but they're still serviceable.
Too right, they're serviceable.
They're not people you're launching into early or picking in Classic.
Guess we've just got those questions about the Cats of how they were successful, obviously, managing their players and all of that. They're just such a hard team to pick.
They are.
And it's even going back to that question of Stewart and Duncan. Will Stewart and Duncan play every game?
No.
No.
I kind of think Stewart will.
Stewart might. Stewart, that point to prove.
Yeah.
He's the one I do like a lot.
Yep, definitely. So I reckon there is some mid-priced youngsters, so to speak, to look at there that I think are going to be given...
Young compared to the rest of the side.
That are going to be getting potential opportunity there through the midfield. And if they do, they are all underpriced. There's a rookie that if he's named round one, we're picking him because he's got the runs on the board and he can get it done. And I've seen in the past the way the Cats veterans look after players like that early on, and I think we wouldn't be disappointed.
Right. They're the Cats then, Roy.
Cats. So not exciting. However, there could be a couple to keep an eye on.
The thing is, pre-season... Well, it's been going for a while now, but it will really start this week coming up because we'll have our first real episode of the podcast coming up. We'll be getting more content coming through afl.com.au and, well, we're under 50 days.
Yes.
To what? To round one.
You know what I've noticed ramp up as well?
And the next month is not far away. Therefore, that's where we start seeing some pracky games.
Yep.
It's all happening.
And it's up to the journos out there are starting to step up.
Right.
They are
We might have to have a bit of a chat about that, I reckon, on our first podcast.
But my message is keep it up out there, guys.
Keep it up, all right.
Keep up the work.
Very competitive out
So,
there.
as we said, make sure you are subscribed here to the podcast, whether that's on Spotify, click the little follow button. Apple Podcasts, you can even rate and review there for us, which would be great. And keep clicking back to afl.com.au throughout this preseason and get your team set and register your team now at fantasy.afl.com.au. AFL Fantasy Cow, it's the place to be.
It is the place to be. Let's go!